What's up guys, Jordan with Atomic here. I want to talk to you real quick about the Leviathan strength progression. A couple of things that you should know up front. A full block of the strength circuit is going to be 12 rounds. The normal split will be 6 rounds at a higher percentage, say 75%, and then 6 rounds at a lower percentage, a 5% lower progression, so in this case 70%. 6 rounds at 75%, 6 rounds at 70%. If you're looking to progress it, then the split is going to be 9 rounds at your higher percentage, so it would be 9 rounds at 75%, and then 3 rounds at 70%, or 3 rounds at the 5% lower progression. The next progression stage, if you successfully complete the 9 and 3, you will add 5% and subtract 1 rep for all of the rounds. All right, let's look at some specific examples of how you're gonna work through this progression, looking at the different stages of the progression that we have. We have 5 stages defined right here. When you first begin that stage, the normal split, of course, is going to be 6 rounds. In the case of Leviathan, we're going to start with 4 reps at 75%, and then at the 7th round, so rounds 7 through 12, you will do 6 rounds of 4 at 70%, so you'll drop 5% off of the percentage that you're working at. The second stage is going to be 6 by 3 at 80%, and then 6 of 3 at 75%. Notice here how we are subtracting 1 rep and adding 5% to all of our rounds. The third stage, we see the same thing again, 6 rounds of 2 at 85%, 6 rounds of 2 at 80%, again subtracting 1 rep and adding 5% to every round that we do. Now over on this side, you can see the progression side of the board. The progression split is going to be 9 rounds of 4 at 75%, followed by 3 rounds of 4 at 70%. The second to progress from, so this is how we progress from the first stage to the second stage. To progress from the second stage to the third stage, we're going to do 9 rounds of 3 at 80%, and then 3 rounds of 3 at 75%. Now, one thing to note on these progressions is the format. It's going to be a density format. Every round is going to be 90 seconds long. So, whenever you are working through this, you always have 90 seconds to complete this work. That should keep your pacing very consistent, all right? Every single time, it's going to take you the exact same amount of time to get through this strength portion. All right, so there's no way to cheat the rest or anything like that. You're always going to start at the top of that round, and it's going to that's going to be one of the limiters to your success on this progression. All right. Now, how do you know if you should progress? How do you know if you should go from a normal 6 and 6 split to a 9 and 3 split? Essentially, what we're looking for is bar speed and technique. If the bar speed towards your later rounds of that first set of 6 is staying up there, and you don't have any technique breakdowns, you're able to hit your depth, then we want you to try the 9 and 3 split. Because if you start to fatigue and your form starts to break down, or that bar speed really starts to slow, and you fail to make the 9 and 3 split, then there's no punishment. The next time you can try it again. You've still hit your 6 and 6, so you still hit your normal phase, but you can always try the 9 and 3 to see if you're ready to progress up to the next stage. The farther along in the stages we get in the 8 weeks of Leviathan, then theoretically, the more adaptation you've gained and the more results you'll see on the back end.